Okay, sorry about that, but just in case the stream needed to restart due to OBS being a little bit overworked as the replay buffers start to get a little bit full up with the big file sizes that are involved in streaming something like this. Six laps till Krzysztof stops again, gives me the car again. (20 to 10). We're still running. Where are we? Fourth in class, and let me make it clearer. Yeah, you don't want the overlay and the results screen up, makes it confusing. So yeah, we're currently fourth in class and running seventh on the road. We're up 3 places on our starting position.
Left side. Still there. Clear. Good job.
It's a bit wide there, kicking up a bit of dirt, but as long as the car is still in one piece. And it's looking pretty clean right now. Just had food. Well, I just went and got myself some lemonade, some crisps, you know, healthy, nutritional food to give a little burst of energy as we look at, what, 1 hour 25 minutes left to go. So Krzysztof will be pitting in about 5 laps, giving me the car back.
left side. Still there. All clear. Left side. Clear. On your left. Clear by half.
Okay, about 4 laps to go. So I'm going to get ready there to get back in for what will be my final stint. Okay, so probably Krzysztof will be pitting 3 laps time after he crosses the line, so I'm going to get myself mentally prepared to take the car back over. 3 laps after crossing the line.
Thanks.
Again, double check that my pedals have full range of motion. Talking to myself again, aren't I? Because I'm on mute. So I was saying, Krzysztof will pit. I think what will happen next is, oh, he thought about it then.
I thought he made me a place, but I was wrong.
Yeah, I was just saying it looked like you were thinking about it then. So easy to misunderstand what the car in front is or isn't doing. So here, with 1 hour 20 left on the clock, it's one of those, there's absolutely no reason to push a low percentage position, and that's why Krzysztof backed out of it. Got to stop calling him Krista. Don't know why I'm calling him Krista, but he's thinking again about taking the apex, and I can understand why he is. If the guy on the outside lifts off and gives it to you, if there's a lot of overlap in speed between the two classes, then yeah, you would take it. The problem is if they're not expecting it,
On your left.
and I call it stealing the
Still
apex.
there. Clear.
If they're not expecting it and you go to the apex, and they're in a car that needs to track out all the way to the edge of the track and then needs to come back across the apex.
Okay, 2 more laps.
Yep, 2 laps. If they're not expecting it, all of a sudden, if you remember back to, I think, the earlier stint where you saw behind Krzysztof as he negotiated that same turn, someone behind got their wires crossed with the slower category car in front of them and collected them, and I would imagine that was someone's race over. So for us, sitting as we are currently 4th in class, 7th on the road, we may or may not have. We've got so much space around us. We're not really racing the other cars. We're racing the track and we're racing the clock. So yeah, I think what will happen is I'll take the car. I will do my stint. It'll be about 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes left on the clock when Krzysztof is due to take his stint. So it might be a shorter stint, who knows, Yeah, if you've got the V2s, I've got the V2s, and if you're, which pedal is it? Oh, you got the V1s. Yeah, the gas, that mine did that as well. Mine was only given 80% or something like that, and you wouldn't figure it out until you was part way through the race and couldn't understand why you were losing time on your laps. If you go to the Fanatec website and you go to the support FAQ, you'll see in there that it says to take the plate off the back where the wires plug into the board for the throttle and the clutch, unplug them, switch them, that if after you do that, it boxing next time by, if after you do that, the problem now transfers across to the clutch, you need a new board. If the problem remains with the throttle, then it's something physical and you need a new hall sensor. So I did the switch, and the reason I check my pedals now is I forget that now the problem is on the clutch, the problem isn't on the throttle anymore, which means that I need a new board. So I submitted a question through the Fanatec support contact us, and explained that I've followed their diagnostic steps and ascertained that I need a new board, and I'm hopeful that they will then respond and say, yep, we will send you one out. Hi to anyone else who's joined the stream or just popped in. Hour 15 minutes left to go. I'm about now to get in the car for my final stint. Just want to bring her home, really. This far into the race, again, no need for any heroics, no need for me to do anything stupid. Just do a clean stint, keep the car in one shape, keep all the panels on, all the wheels aligned, take care of the gearbox, take care of the tyres, and yeah, see that checkered flag.
Okay, pitting.
Copy. Nice stint again.
Thank you. Good luck, Mark, now.
Thanks. I think it'll be me doing one more stint and then you bringing the car to the flag. Just need to double check whether or not you need a full tank or not.
Yeah, I think that the last stint will be very short, so I think that maybe you can drive this because it will be short and we will not lose the time for driver swapping.
Okay. So will I beat Noah out of the pits? Gotta make sure I don't get Yeah. See if I can get straight back into the groove. I'm rested, watered, moderately fed. It's a really good stint by Krzysztof. Steering wheel's too close to me. Yep, car feels good, feels nice and solid. Lots of grip in the tyres. Those sectors felt good. I think that was a decent outlap. Took a bit of a risk there. Don't want to take too much out of the fresh tyres.
Leaders on pit road.
But at this stage of the race, to make sure I concentrate, I need to probably up the rate I'm racing at to the 95, 96% rather than the 90 odd I was racing at. Whoa. So see, he's not left or right.
Left side. Leader pit road.
So it's
Clear.
difficult to understand where he's putting the car. And that's, as I was saying earlier, the real big challenge in multi-class racing is understanding the body language of the car ahead, so you can plan ahead. I thought he'd lift a
Left
bit,
side.
but he didn't,
Clear
so it
now,
would have been
clear.
a dive bomb, because he's the race leader in his category. So his mentality won't at this point be to drive anything less than 100%. He's trying to win his race. Itchy eye. Have to wait for a straight. Okay, I'm hoping that just like that time when you're on the road and all the green lights fall your way, that at this point in the race, when it comes up to, okay, remember the track narrows. See?
Still there, still there. Clear if you need it.
That when it comes up to negotiating traffic, we come across them in spots that work for us rather than hurt us as they did earlier in the race. I bet you there was so much more space between me and him than I thought. Back in our 4th position. Which again, as I was saying earlier, demonstrates why, you know, a race like this, where you qualify, isn't as important as it would be in a sprint race.
left side. Still there. Clear.
Okay, less cars on track, so should get a few clean laps, clear laps even. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is get in the zone, stay there, and use the clear track to maybe make some time that will benefit us in the final stint in case someone else has a problem. You never know, because although we've been talking about caution all through the first two stints, you still have to respect the fact that you're in a race, so you're not here just driving the car home. Even in Le Mans after the car and they're trying to win it at the slowest possible speed, they still, well, nowadays they don't even do that anymore, do they? The modern era of Le Mans changed. They're more like sprint races. Plus what it does is it gives me a better feel for the car and probably will make me more consistent. I wouldn't blame Krzysztof for sitting there thinking, what are you doing? I think I was overdriving there in the last few laps. Okay, there, I had to anticipate that I was going to ride the curb, which potentially would have induced a lot more oversteer than the car could handle. Doesn't sound like it's intuitive, but I'm also using more from the brakes. You can probably see yourself just by watching, using more of the track as well. Just messed up that turn though. So it's just a case of turn the wick up a little bit. So if anyone behind was chasing us, that they realise it's futile. We have more pace in the car. We've showed that in practice and qualifying. And now this is a little bit of a statement that we've just been driving smart. So whoever so David there, what we're doing right now I say we because Krzysztof's in this as well, whether he likes it or not, is psychologically we're trying to break him. Even though he's behind, we're trying to attack him on the clock. Want him to see the gap going up, not him closing it down. Just because we're in front doesn't mean we have to be the hunted. It's just like buying something. There's a difference between £19.99 and £20. £20 just sounds much more than £19.99, even though it's just a penny. So if he can see 20 seconds plus and was feeling like he would chase us down, he may think, okay, it's not worth it. Or he has to take more risks. And it may look like I'm taking risks, but I'm not. The fact I'm talking to you is an indication that I'm not racing at my maximum. Because I can hit the apexes and stuff and still talk to you. But what I don't want to do is take too much out of the tyres. Car didn't feel right on the apex, so didn't want to ask the tyres for more than they were willing to give. Ooh, what's he doing?
Left side. Clear,
That's,
clear.
he thinks he's been helpful, but that's really not, unfortunately, because I have to slow right down to take the line he's given me. But by slowing down,
On your right.
let's give him the track.
Still there. Clear, clear.
But yeah, by slowing down, it meant I didn't have the car loaded up and I couldn't track out because he was out there. So the car wanted to oversteer. But again, as I said, he was just trying to be helpful. But that's again a very good example of why when someone's lapping you, you make them overtake you. You just be predictable. You just do what you would normally do. Don't do something different. They won't be expecting it. Now we can use the race leader to make a hole for us through traffic. We just don't want to make a hole through the back of his car. Squeaky bum time. This could get messy. Oh, that car's mashed up. Don't want to get anywhere near it. Okay, did you see that? Slid a bit on the apex, so not going to get the drive I want. Ah, don't do that. I know he just
Left
wants the
side.
toe of the car in front.
You're clear.
I love the way I talk to the poor driver ahead, like they can hear me. I'm not really talking to them, to be fair. It's my equivalent of road rage. That's as bad as it
Right
gets.
side. Still there.
Okay, give me a
You're
clear.
clear.
Good, good. I wonder if he's fuel saving. Because we're pacing him. No, he's back up to speed. Pick a side, thank you.
On your right. Still there. Clear, clear, clear. On your right. Still there. Clear.
Thanks, Justin. Or Rough Rider. At least I think thanks. I think he gave me the apex. I hope he doesn't think that was a dive bomb. I knew that he would break earlier in the roof. And I think it may even be that he broke earlier to give me the apex. I'm hoping that's what it was. If it wasn't, I'm sorry, I didn't intend that to come across as a dive bomb. Because that's not what it was. Yeah, and I think again this is just demonstrating if we'd nailed, well actually Krzysztof did nail our qualifying time, but If I'd have got that 2080, maybe we'd started ahead of some of the others. Maybe track position would have made us be more racing in the first few stints. Who knows? But coulda, woulda, shoulda. Scheisse.
Still there. Clear.
Sorry, excuse me. But again, I'm wondering, is the got on the power bit too soon? Is the leader in our class conserving fuel, or is he damaged? Or is it just traffic? Probably traffic. Oops, missed that apex. Too busy watching the GT. Is he pitting? Yep, good, good. Okay, so how fast are we compared to a Kia in a straight line? Pretty.
Left side. Clear.
Yeah, this thing drives like the Z4 when you've got it hooked up. Could but won't. Can and will. Whoa! Misjudged that completely. Thought Jamie was going to stay on his side of the road. But I haven't driven the Kia, so I don't know how it handles or what lines it takes.
Left side. Still there. Clear.
Sorry, Jamie, I really almost just ran into the back of you, if you watch this back. Again, not his fault, my fault. I just misread what he was going to do. Which is why concentration is so key in endurance racing. Hence the reason why I actually work my exercise and fitness around my sim racing. So core exercises, because a lot of this is all coming from the core, holding the wheel at a particular angle. Okay, that was bad. But yeah, all of that helps with concentration, because less fatigue. Okay, I knew that was going to happen. I was too close to the apex. Look how much time we lost from keeping a consistent gap to the leader. We're now 6 seconds worse off, which might be why we were keeping the gap. Maybe he was having similar difficulties negotiating the cars. So we've used 50 litres almost. And I can't do maths and drive.
One on the right side. Still there. Clear.
Oh, see that? Because that little lock-up slide, when I then tried to apply the power, traction still hadn't really come back, so the back wanted to come round. I was caught in two minds. Take the apex properly or not, but will I drive into the back of the roof? Okay. Is he going left or is he going right? He's technically
On your
right.
right. Clear.
This brakes like a linebacker. After driving this all weekend, I'm definitely taking a drop week in the V8 because can't take the same liberties in the V8 as I'm taking with this, and I'm likely to have a mare. We're about to have stream overlap. That Ghostbusters moment, don't cross the streams. So as soon as we get in front of you we are now on Grip TV.
Left side.
Huh.
Clear.
See, it's also, whilst I, hold on, need to bring the car home after all the hard work Krzysztof's put in, I feel a little bit more unleashed. Because as I said, our priority normally in endurance racing, where we're sharing the car, is to get beyond the waypoint where everyone has at least had a stint, because then, not that you want it to happen, but if something should go wrong, you don't feel, well, you feel dejected and utterly demoralized, but you don't feel that you stopped your teammate having their chance of at least having a stint. Okay, I'm going to stop looking at the optimal. Okay, unsighted, can't see the Kia.
Left side. Clear. Left side. You're clear. Right side. Clear.
Saw
Clear.
him coming.
Left side. In and out. On your right. One only. Clear.
If you was wondering why I didn't get on the gas out of the apex, I saw in my mirror the Kia going across the grass and knew he was going to spear across the apex. So I had to think and try and gauge how fast out of my peripheral vision could I see him coming up in the mirror.
Still there, right next to you. Clear, clear, clear.
Would I make the apex, get round the corner and come out ahead of him as he flew across it, or would we be T-boned? And I elected for we'll be T-boned. Unfortunately, the GT driver saw the danger as well, and thankfully to him, so I don't know who it is, if someone else, so Krzysztof, if you're watching the stream, I would say on chat, or no, on TS, but actually I will in a sec. But yeah, ultimately, if someone can just type in the chat that I said thank you to the GT driver for seeing the danger as well, and not misunderstanding that I was lifting because I had a problem to give him the apex. Otherwise I think none of us would have made it. Hey Krista, if you could thank Sylvu Lazar for letting us both survive that. Okay, get my concentration back. See, that's why I didn't want to hit chat on TS. Yep, so a little shaken by that, especially considering we only have half an hour left. Krzysztof, is I speed showing up in the stream? Not sure if Krzysztof is there. I'd like to know what the fuel burn is.
Right side.
Did you say something, Mark, to me?
Still
Yeah,
there.
can you see I speed in
Clear
the stream?
him.
Is it saying what our fuel usage is?
No, there is no the fuel usage is in the eye speed here.
Oh, of course, yeah. I keep forgetting that I've not got the fuel usage in there. I've only got the splits. Well, can you look at F3 and see how much fuel we've got, and how much we've used since the last pit stop, how many minutes it's been since the last pit stop, to figure out how much fuel we will need in the last stint?
No problem, I will try to do it.
Thanks. It doesn't need to be perfect, and then you can add 5 litres on for every kid. It's just so we don't take 90. Okay. Concentrate. Let's get back in the groove. Whew. I would love to know what was going on inside the cockpit of that Kia though. Possibly just lost sight of his braking marker and then probably panicked thinking I'm going to hit them, so let's take to the grass so I don't hit them. What I always try to do in that situation when I think, oh no, I'm going to smack into these cars at the apex, is I usually try to go to the outside. Got on the power too soon.
Left side. You're clear, clear.
See, he completely telegraphed that to say,
Leader pit road.
come by. Whoosh.
There will be around 23 liters if I calculate correctly.
Okay, I will wait until I'm on a straight knot for that to be repeated. I can't do it right now. Concentrating on apexes, and me and holding a conversation in the apex doesn't go too well.
No, you're busy, but when you get a moment, just try to tell me what you got.
See, what I'll do as well is I'll ask Krzysztof to set the fuel then, because he can do that as crew chief. Thanks, can you set the fuel for the pit stop then, as crew chief?
Yes, I have already done it. I have 25 liters.
Oh, perfect, thank you.
Welcome, I hope my calculation was okay. Yeah, it should be okay. It will be enough for 7 laps. I think it will be like that. I think it will be around 6-7 laps.
Okay, turn tyres off then, we'll just do the fuel.
Ah yeah, thank you, important.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I switch off the tires and I have to tell you, you are doing excellent stint. Really, I am amazed. Many times below 2.10 and you are very self-confident. I think you are now feel, I don't know if I can say, because in Polish you are telling that you feel like a fish in the water.
Yeah, I think what helped was being able to go to the bathroom, get a little bit of rehydration.
Yeah, for me it was the same. The second scene for me was better than the first one.
What happened there?
Okay, I don't disturb you, Mark, so...
No, that's just because I put a wheel in the dirt. Okay, so what happened there, it wasn't the talking, is you don't have to blip the throttle on downshifts in this car. You don't need to with the gearbox. But because that's what I do in the V8, I'm just blipping anyway, so I'm just transferring my driving style into this car. But what happens with me sometimes in the V8 is, as I went to blip, my foot slipped on the pedals, so it slipped off the brake as it blipped rather than heel and toe, so the car kind of slid a bit and the right rear went in the track as the car started to oversteer. So let's give up some before the turn so we can get off it well. And let's make him
Left
yield
side.
rather than give us the left side.
Still there. Clear.
So much more confident being the right side of the track. Got to say the baseline setup in this car is brilliant. Everyone says don't change it. Got to agree. There's no need to. And the more confident you are with it, the better it drives.
Okay, Mark, pull-ups, I think more.
Thanks. Okay, this is going to get messy. Jeez. I was not expecting to brake that early. Oh, shice.
Hit this time. Hit this time.
See, this is why you need to be able to concentrate and... Oh, please don't give me the apex.
Left side.
Jesus, that is so not a good
Clear.
place. See, people think it's a nice and easy place. Is that the leader? Let's let the leader through. Okay, can't be a hypocrite, not going to do something unpredictable. Okay, he can pass us on the straight. But yeah, parking your car on the outside seems like a good idea, but it just makes it harder.
Pit in this lap, Mark.
So in lap. Ooh. Thanks.
Leader pit road.
So we've
Leader's on
dodged
pit
the
road.
bullet a couple
Leader's
of
on pit
times
road.
now. See our class standings. Okay. But no way of catching anyone, so we're not doing that, we're just bringing it home. And looking out for all. perils. Okay, I got my braking wrong, so I didn't want to panic. It was, again, like I said before, it's just easier to accept the lesser of two evils, being run wide at track out, but stay in control of the car, rather than force it to the apex and spin. The other reason I don't want tyres is because I don't want a light car on fuel with fresh tyres. You saw how well that worked in qualifying. Whew. So you got a spot where my pit box is.
Really, really good job, Mark.
And hit the marks. Thank you. That was fun. Hey, whoever said hey in the chat, I can't quite see, so sorry. See, is the track clear as I come out? So it's the leader coming by. Well, second place, so let's not scare second place. I have no reason to try and beat him out. No one else is on track to challenge us, so I can give up the time. Plus, I think we probably put some time in our pocket in that stint to allow us to be a bit circumspect on exit. So how long left? 12 minutes remaining. So yeah, about 6 laps. That stint felt really satisfying. Reminded me of a stint we had when we raced in the race department Le Mans series, and we was in a HPD LMP2 at Daytona Road, and we were hunting down an LMP1. That was a pretty good season for us in race departments. Le Mans series, myself, Michael, it was Lars at the time, it's Kratz now, and I can't remember, I'm really sorry, I can't remember who our third driver was. I'd have to go and look it up, but we had a similar stint, or Mikhail had the stint like that, Michael, at Monza, and then I had a similar one in the same year, same car, at Sebring, and it was just, when you get out the car and you think, yeah, I don't think I left anything on the table. Whereas actually, the reason that one was probably more satisfying was because I think I did leave something on the table. But I was in the zone, so I'm going to shut up and get back in it. It's knowing to be patient with the car, not to jump on the throttle too soon. Like I was saying in Friday's stream, if you was watching, it's that epiphany moment from Jackie Stewart. Don't pick up the throttle until you're confident you can get on it without the need to get back off. Okay, I had a couple of graphic stutters there. And you know you're confident when the car feels like it's understeering, so you open the steering up rather than crank more in, because that's what the fast guys will always tell you. Don't turn more on the wheel, you'll just reduce the lateral grip the front tyres have even more. So open it up, let them grip up, and you'll get steering. So what I need to do now is give the tyres a moment of respite. I think the front tyres are screaming enough's enough. So I'm going to try and adapt line through the apex to arcs less from them. Eight minutes, so about 4 more laps. And I think Krzysztof's nailed the fuel, because we haven't had that dreaded 5 more laps and you don't have enough. Although even in a timed race, I don't know whether it would mention that. Okay, I think I've given them a break. They've had a couple of laps in the high 10s. So it's now time for them to start paying their way again. See, that's the part that I hate about that turn. If you get the front right off the curb, messes you up for the rest of the sector, but more importantly, you have to be aware that if you get it off, the back's going to come round. So you've got to be ready for it. Same here. So I'm going to back the turns up a bit more to make sure we can make the apex with less grip on the front. So I'm in bring it home mode now.
Sit, my man, keep throwing them down. Can't be too long till we got a bit.
See, give the tyres a bit of a breather and they come back to you. Oh shit. I wasn't sure if he was going to come back on or not, so excuse the language. So I thought I probably overreacted, but it's better to come to a standstill and not meet him at the track out point, and then just prepare to catch the car as it slides. I knew it would. You've seen it in loads of turns. With the speed's too low and you apply the brakes, the weight at the back of the car just acts like a pendulum. So I don't know if he deliberately went deep into the turn to give us the corner, or he just outbroke himself, but at this stage in the race I didn't want to take any chances. in a sprint race, probably would have just gone for it and hoped that he then yielded, regardless if that was his intention or not. But after 4 hours, not in the mood to take chances in low percentage situations. Okay, let's just get him on the straight. See, straights are nice and simple. As long as people... Whoa, 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 whoa!
Left side.
Oh, please give me the lane.
You're clear.
Thank you. Okay. Considering what happened last time, he went down to the turn at the end of this straight. I want to gap him. I don't want to be there when he gets there. And again, like I said on Friday, it doesn't look like it with those Larry moments and stuff like that with traffic, but my aim is always in a race to try and lap consistently. If I don't, I feel disappointed. I feel that it was an ugly, dirty race. I think both Krzysztof and myself did reasonably well to keep the lap times as consistent as possible and survive all moments in traffic. To have a car that is pretty much in the same condition it was in when we started. I'll take the 1X. Slidey, slidey, slidey. If any of you were around for our Christmas Day chaos in Assetto Corsa, you'd have realised that none of this would have been possible. I'd have crashed a long time ago. Took absolute liberties with the edge of the track there. Can you spell liberties again? Compromise me though. That last apex was ugly. Don't tell Krzysztof, but I think I just slipped into Sebastian Vettel mode. Now, I'm not being egotistical, I just mean as in, rather than slowing down at the end of the race, set our best lap. I'm not doing it to get the time, I'm doing it to force myself to concentrate. Ugly lap. One to go, and perfect on fuel. You didn't take any extra. just enough. Thank you, Krzysztof. Is that someone? An extra
Last
lap?
lap, mate.
Left side.
Had no idea where that car was going.
Hit this time. On your clear.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for getting us on the grid. Two excellent stints. I think this is our second VLN race we've entered and should be our second top 5. Let's avoid the Kia in the braking zone.
Yep, it's really good result. I think, as you said, the consistency is the most important in this race. And be regular.
On your right. Clear.
Don't know why he didn't just give us the apex. I don't think he's racing anyone around us. But I'm not going to take the next one. As I said, we've come 4 hours in this race. God knows how many kilometers. We want to make it home in one piece. Whoa, pick a side of the track.
Right side.
Jeez.
Clear.
Please don't come flying up the inside. Okay, and the leader's coming. I would like us to finish without being lapped. I'm not sure if we are a lap down or not. But after 4 hours, if we could finish on the lead lap, I think that would be a bonus.
Good race, everyone. Woohoo! We are the 4th team in the Cadillac Championship in North America. I'm very happy. Thank you
well
for
done.
Check your flag, man.
Thank you for the race, Mark. You made a very good
Ran
job,
hard
especially
today.
in the
Good
last
job, guys. Good job in
stint.
the pit.
Yep, no, thanks for setting us up. You rescued us in qualifying. Four hours, Road America. See, as I said, this is much more enjoyable as a racing experience than anything else, because it's not just your race, it's your team's race. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter really who qualifies. It doesn't really matter who crosses the line at the end. You can't do it without everybody getting together and contributing time to practice, to arrange calendars, get commitment from people, and then everyone in the team's got to sacrifice whatever they should be doing with their families to come and spend 4 hours. So I know that Krzysztof will probably agree. For us, it's just great fun. For you who are viewing, thanks for spending the last 4 hours with us, because we had a vested interest in being here for 4 hours, but you just came along to support, so thank you very much. I always do that. If there's no one behind, at the end, stick the pit limiter on. Flashes the headlights. We don't have a headlight button in iRacing, so that's the closest we get. And then Krzysztof, are you going to join the iRacing Brazil TeamSpeak channel in case Race Spot TV want to do interviews?
Okay, I can. I only have to find the... But I think it's on our Gmail. I will only check the password. I will be in a moment.
Yep, it is. Yep. And I'll join you in there. So all of you in the stream.
Good job out there, bud.
You don't need to do anything.
Roger.
If I change channel, you'll come with us. So let's have a look at the tyres after that. Let's not forget to save the last stint. Whew, that was hard work. But huge, huge fun. It's now 5 to midnight. If I do stint 4 and stint 5. Okay, so let's just change channel. We'll be back in a second. I'll leave you with our Hold'em screen.
User disconnected from your channel.
I'm gonna definitely try this this season, just for that especially. I just basically get into one of the races, no matter what it is. I mean, when I got into it at Coda, yeah, I still don't know how I got into it, to be honest, but I did, and that was pretty crazy. Cause
Disconnected.
It was actually a bit daunting.
Connected.
At first, you sort of started doubting yourself, because like, oh,
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of your channel. You were moved.
Hey Hardstyle, thanks for dropping in. Hi Miss Vila. Thanks guys for... Oof.
I can play music and everything.
Thanks guys for dropping in and keeping us company, as I said.
I'll do the intro and hand it back to you, Dan. It'll be fun that way.
Okay.
We're now in the green room for interviews.
Warmington maintained D6 with
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RaceSpot TV for post-race coverage of the second round of the championship from Road America. I would personally like to apologise for not being here for the last hour and a half. But Dan Blake, you know everything, because you always know everything. And it was overall an incredibly entertaining race.
Yeah, especially our last hour and a half, there was always that little bit of excitement with the Blackadder car, take the overall win. Unfortunately for the Blackadder team, they couldn't quite get it 21.3 seconds off at the end, and it was main PC Sim Racing in the Cadillac and Monster Energy Endurance 2 taking the 1-2 for the Cadillacs, avenging the round 1 where it's 2 BMWs that took the lead. But winning that class was the number 66 Blackadder Motorsports team, and I have Patrick Renaud and Braith Morrow from the team with me now. So guys, how do you feel your race went out there today?
It was interesting. I think we actually threw that one away. We qualified very well. Patrick set our fastest time. Lewis did a spectacular job in his first stint to avoid that lap 4 or 5 wreck that gave us the lead. We suffered from attrition, I guess. In the class we were ahead, and then we just stuffed up our pit stop and just ran out of the fuel when Patrick came in to hand over to me.
Yeah, we saw a very long pit stop, and that was due to the car running out of fuel, was it?
About 10 meters before the pit stall, yeah.
That is very unfortunate. As you say, you won your class by 3 laps, so a dominant performance in the BMW class from yourself and Patrick today.
Thanks, guys.
And next interview for Will Vincent.
Hello. Sorry, I only wanted to interview Mark Warmington because I've not spoken to him in like a year. Hi, Mark.
Hey Will, how's it going?
I'm alright. Well, here's the deal. I have no idea where you finished because I had to literally leave Road America, fly all the way to Suzuka, do a race under caution there, a road course under caution, then come back for interview. So, how did Blue Flag Racing do today?
We're really happy actually. We managed to bring the car home with all the wheels still on it, all the panels still on it, pretty much spick and span, I think. And I believe we ended up finishing 4th in class and 7th on the road, I think.
Well, of course, Blue Flag Racing, very big achievement for you. Now, I actually did see your stint. In Road America, it's been kind of torturous for some drivers today. So, how were you able to get through what is generally a very narrow racetrack? And, of course, the difficulties with lap traffic, especially down on that run from the end of the Hurry Downs all the way through the Carousel, all the way through the King, Canada corner, Bill Mitchell Bend, final corner.
Well, we were streaming the race at the time, and anyone that was watching will explain to you that the way we dealt with it was me going, "Oh no, 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 oh, please, oh," a lot, because the track is really narrow and you've got no idea. So, I think that our approach, very much was the case of we're not racing necessarily the other cars. We are, but everyone understands this is endurance racing. We're racing the track, we're racing the clock. So there were times when we yielded, there were times we held back. But there were a few moments in the last two stints. I just did the short stint at the end as well, just to make sure I was concentrating. I actually upped a gear just to hit apexes and my lines. But there was this moment, I don't know if you saw it in the broadcast. Myself, a Kia, and a Roof came in. I think it was a Roof came into no, it was a GT came into turn one, and I don't know what happened, but I saw out of my peripheral vision the Kia coming across the apex, and I had to just brake and just stay off the gas as it flew across my nose.
Well, we've got Krzysztof Babij here as well from the same team, Blue Flag Racing. Krzysztof, you've got to be very proud of your achievement. 4th place in your class, 7th place overall. It has been a torturous event, as I said to Mark at Road America here today. A, to finish, and B, to finish so well must be some achievement for you guys.
Yes, Mark said we are very proud because of our result, and the most important issue was the consistency of all the race. We concentrated, we tried to keep as much as possible, and I think in the endurance races, in such long races, the qualify is maybe not so important because we qualified in the middle of the grid, and we race without any bigger adventures. And I think this is one of our best results in our history, I can say, in my history, because I'm not so fast driver, I'm average driver, and I'm very, very happy that I was able to drive with Mark and we reached so good result.
That's okay. As once upon a time when I got qualifying set up for a track at New Hampshire with Mark, he makes me look a decent driver at times as well. But Babij, we've got, in a couple of weeks' time, we've got Spa-Franchorchamps, and it is one of the most historic racing venues in the world, not just for open wheel racing, but for GT racing as well. 4 hours there. Do you think you got the opportunity to repeat your result after what's been a tremendous result for you here today?
I think we can do this because, as I said, the consistency and the practice, I think, before is very important to know how to behave on the particular part of the track, how the car is behaving. And I think that the Spa is not so narrow track, as Mark said. This narrow track sometimes cause the problems in overtaking of the other cars. But in Spa, I hope it would be much easier. But of course, we'll prepare for this event as well, and I hope we'll be in top 5 as well.
Blue Flag Racing, ladies and gentlemen, coming home in 7th place overall. Back to you, Dan.
I have the winners of the roof class, Super Sport Racing. We have Colin Brown, Andre Casto, and Christian Mark. Right, how you feel the guy who finished the race? How was it feeling to come across the line, winning the class, which was actually quite a competitive class up there today?
Well, honestly, it felt pretty good because we won Neo last week, and this is our first 2 endurance events racing, and it's pretty unbelievable. We won our first 2 events, me and Colin. So I mean, when I took over, we already had a big lead. So all I had to do was just be smooth and hit my marks, and as long as I didn't really make any major mistakes, then we'd be fine. But there's a lot of moments where they were really close, and we got hit a lot of times. Like our right side was completely destroyed. We had a lot of optional repairs, but the car was still handling good, and it was still drivable at like pretty much maximum speed. So yeah, it was good the whole race. We all went to plan. We were fast, and yeah, it was good.
So 2 wins out of 2. What was it about a team of you and Cullen and Gresham which makes you so quick and just adapt into each other so quickly, setups and things like that?
Well, I think sometimes we actually aren't like the fastest car, but I think we're just really consistent. We have a lot of experience in this kind of thing. Me and Cullen more on like the oval side, but we have a lot of experience in racing, and Gresham is, he's done more of this kind of racing, the endurance racing, than we have, and he knows the strategy, and he knows the setup and everything. So I think we all just kind of combine, and we play to our strengths, and then whenever we do that, we just have a really consistent race, and we're out front.
Well done on your victory today. Cullen, how was it for you out there today during your stints?
It was pretty fun, especially Gresham's stint. We fell back a little bit, and we had a lot of time to make up. But at the end of the day, we had a really big lead. We had a few moments out there just getting into run-ins with some GT cars and whatnot, but overall we did good and happy with the team. Andre and Gresham did good. Gresham was good with strategy, and we had a fun time.
Yeah, it looked like there was quite a few cars out there with damage. Going into the next race at Spa, do you think you'll be able to keep up your level performance from your last 2 sim racing races as a team?
I believe we can do that. We've been pretty quick and we've been pretty consistent, kept our cars pretty clean, and we haven't made a lot of mistakes, so I feel like we can do pretty good.
Thank you very much. Anyone you'd like to thank as a team for this afternoon's racing?
I'd like to thank all our drivers and Andre and Gresham, especially Gresham, for the strategy and getting us to do this race. And I'd like to thank this series for putting it on, and I just had a good time.
So thank you very much. Now we got from the Ford GT class with us, Joris Thailand. Joris, you won the Ford GT class. How was it out there for you today in the Phoenix Motorsports car?
Traffic was very difficult, I thought. The pace is very comparable between the first 3 classes, and it's very difficult to overtake those cars, especially the Cadillacs with their power down the straights. But it went very well for us overall. Yeah.
But the cars being so even, I think is that part of the reason that makes the championship such a good thing to watch and be part of, that the cars are quite close together class-wise?
Yeah, it's a challenge, and everybody loves to see a challenge, so why not? It's difficult, like I said, and especially if you throw in a bit slower cars like the Kia and the Roof, but it's fun nevertheless. So
the race saw you have a battle with the number 20 AA Motorsport team, but towards the last quarter of the race, it looked like you guys just had the slight advantage over them. You managed to put out 24 seconds at the end, but at one stage you were quite close after you came out the pits together.
Yeah, their first driver was very fast, and Richard couldn't really keep up. Then we managed to eat away from their lead once I got into the car. That helped a lot. And then we just kept on increasing our pace and kept on managing the gap, and it all worked out in the end.
Next race sees the VLN Spirit Series go to Spa-Franchorchamps. Is that a circuit which you feel will suit the car, or do you think you will, compared to this track, is it one that suits it for GT, do you think?
I think Spa suits every car. It's a track that's for every car good. It's for every driver a fun track to do. But I think we're gonna have an overload of Spa the next month, so yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, and congratulations on your victory today.
Thank you very much.
And now back over to Will Vincent. I think interviews are nearly complete.
Does that mean that you can go to bed?
I'm not going to bed. I got Global Challenge to race today.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah, we've completed the second round of the championship, Dan. Of course, it's been a bit of a unique situation where a C2 driver has won overall. And of course, you do get it on occasions in all forms of endurance racing. And I want to go back to a point that Mark made earlier on, that in endurance racing, yes, you're running against other drivers, but primarily you're running against one little thing, and it is the virtual stopwatch, which just keeps ticking every second of every race. And, you know, if you're not racing that, then arguably you're never going to have the opportunity to win.
User disconnected from your channel.
Yeah, it's a very good point Mark makes there, because despite the fact there are other cars out on the track, it's a case of really the clock being another opposition for you, because you just need to get yourself into that frame of mind, get your consistency, just get a rhythm really, because as soon as you start beating the clock and doing well against that, then are going to be they're going to be the next ones in line, because if you're consistent, focused, and doing well, then that's when you're the most dangerous in terms of gaining positions and being near the front.
Well, and of course, next time out, we go for 4 hours at Circuit Spa-Franchorchamps. I alluded to this in the interviews that I did. Every time we go to Spa, it's like going to Indianapolis for an IndyCar race, or like going to Monaco for a Formula One race. It's always a little bit special when you go to Spa. Yes, it has its heritage in Grand Prix racing, but over the years, endurance racing at Spa, it's one of those few events, like Le Mans, like Daytona, like the Nordschleife, that really make people excited.
As you said, it's not just Formula One, it is one of the motorsport events in the world, one of the big motorsport venues. People talk about your Spas, your Monza, Silverstone, all in the same bracket, Indianapolis, Bathurst. They're all the big tracks and the headline events that the motorsport community know and love. So I think the next round of the VLN series is going to be a fantastic one to watch and cover.
Well, indeed so, ladies and gentlemen. That, however, does conclude our coverage of today's event here on RaceSpot TV, the second round of the 2014 VLN Championship. Thank you very much to Dan Blake, also to Cameron Walsh and Hugh Goodaway. I've been Warmington, and this has been a RaceSpot TV presentation. Don't forget, tomorrow, it's all about Indy. But for today, congratulations to you winners, and we'll talk to you all